Hey Daily Family, it is a Wednesday night and I'm just coming on here real quick to start the travel vlog. And I know it's nighttime and this would be the end of the vlog, but tomorrow Grayson and I are traveling to Massachusetts and I am bringing him alone. Pat couldn't get the time off, but originally I had booked the trip to go up to see my sister graduate, so I'm actually just taking the trip and it's going to be my one last like big hurrah with just Grayson. And tomorrow our flight is at 7 o'clock in the morning and it's just going to be an early day for us. I'm bringing a small like carry-on size suitcase that I'm checking, his stroller, his car seat, and a backpack. Yeah, that's gonna be the day tomorrow. I'm just hoping that food and his iPad like keep him occupied. So welcome to the travel vlog. So Daily Fam, I am on Cape Cod and I haven't vlogged at all because I was basically traveling alone with a toddler. So made it. Grayson puked on the plane. I'll tell you all about that, just not right now. But we're all fine. We made it safe and sound. He actually did really well on the plane compared to last time. So my like things, all of my activities to keep him occupied like semi-worked. Aunt Kiki is here. Hi. And Grayson's in the back, and right now we're at this really cute coffee shop. They have really good coffee. I always come here whenever I'm on Cape. It's called Mary Lou's, and I think there's like, what, 2 or 3 on Cape or more. My mom is getting me decaf coffee for my trip. Say hi, Mima. Yeah, coffee. Hi, Mima. Oh my God, Mom. I just haven't vlogged. Oh, Lord. Hey Daily Fam, I am at my mom's house and we are making a huge pot of vegan Italian orzo soup. There it is simmering up. Grayson is looking in every single cabinet, which is dangerous because these aren't, the chemicals are easily accessible. I'm telling you, I'm never letting anybody like babysit because all your houses are death traps. Ima's house is a death trap, isn't it?
Can I say hi to your vlog and your followers?
No.
Oh, you want to get down? Okay. Hi, Daily Fam. Grayson, let's go, bud.
Come on, baby. Grayson.
Crayfish.
Grayson.
Yeah.
Is that your sword? Is that your sword? Whoa! I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna get you. Oh.
Go get him.
Go get him. I'm at my brother's house right now, and we just had a taco bar, and
Grayson, we don't touch.
we're gonna be doing cake and singing to Grayson. He loves this little balloon. Uncle Carter over there, Auntie Kiki, Uncle Jeremy.
He's like, what am I gonna wear today?
Papa.
The military needs to switch to those.
Mima.
Because I ripped a lot of pair of pants.
Auntie Savannah.
They get caught on your skin.
Uncle Mikey.
Yeah, man. Very great. Like us a lot.
I'm gonna get you.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday to you! Happy birthday, dear Greyson! Happy birthday, Greyson! Happy birthday to you!
You blow out the candle?
You can blow it out. Blow it out. It's hot. It's ready. Blow on it. Blow it out.
We're too old, we can't do it. Mima can't do it.
He did it with his mind.
He does not.
Do you want to try it? Do you want some cake? Oh my god.
Go all the way in.
That's Greyson. That's Grayson's
Grab
going.
him.
Grab some.
Grab it, go ahead, I dare you.
Get
Go ahead.
it. Grayson, get it.
Do it.
This is
Open presents.
Who was it? That guy cornered dog.
Afternoon, Daily Family. I am sitting down on the couch because I am tired. I was editing the video from the travel vlog last night and I realized, well, before I started editing it, I realized that I didn't vlog a lot because I realized like traveling alone with a toddler really doesn't allow for me to like whip out my camera at any given moment and like start vlogging. So it was very impractical for me to do so. As well as Greyson like was sick for probably half the trip. So while I was editing the vlog, I mentioned that Greyson threw up on the plane and I said that I would explain it later, but then I never did. So there was like, it's not a great travel vlog. It's not a great travel vlog by any means. Although I did get really cute footage of Greyson at his little belated birthday party with our family from up north, and I loved that. So if I had been traveling with Pat, I probably would have, but just traveling alone with Greyson made it really difficult for me to vlog. So I apologize about that. Like, it stinks because my screen seems crooked. It stinks because like I wanted footage, but I just really didn't have the time or the opportunity to. So I'm gonna tell you now about like kind of what happened. So I don't know what the deal was with Greyson throwing up on the plane. At first I thought that it was turbulence because he threw up like immediately after we had really bad turbulence, and it was like some of the worst turbulence that I've ever experienced, and I was getting queasy. So I assumed in the beginning that it was like right after it happened, like I just assumed that, oh, it was because of the turbulence. But then for the rest of the trip, Greyson like did this new thing where he would hold Like, we'd give him a bite of food, or he'd take like a bite of food or whatever, but then he'd hold it in his mouth for so long that the consistency and the texture changed, and it got mushy and liquidy and stuff, that I think the texture made him gag. And then he would like basically spit out the food that was in his mouth, and then also like simultaneously gag. So it looked like he was throwing up, but it wasn't ever food that he had swallowed. It was literally just food that he was holding in his mouth. And like, that was a new thing. Like, he had never done that before we left to go to Massachusetts. So I was trying to get him to take little pieces of my Cliff Bar on the descent, so that way he was chewing something and it would help his ears during, you know, the ascent and descent. This was during the descent that we like hit turbulence, and that's when he threw up. But it was literally like the Cliff Bar. So I'm thinking that that's what happened and that it wasn't the turbulence. But anyway, he did throw up a little bit on the plane, or spit up, whatever you want to call it. And then he kept like hitting his ears. And so I'm like, oh, his ears haven't popped yet or whatever. So I wasn't really like too concerned about it. But then the following morning, so we went up Thursday. So the rest of the day on Thursday, he was batting at his ears. Then on Friday morning, he was still batting at his ears, and he hadn't really slept well on Thursday night. So my mom was like, he might have an ear infection. I'm like, you're probably right. So we went to the urgent care, and we were there for about 3 hours. And it turns out that Greyson had a double ear infection. So he was put on antibiotics. And I brought, luckily, Motrin and Tylenol and Benadryl. So basically he was prescribed an antibiotic. Then we got a probiotic for him, because antibiotics always mess with his little digestive tract. So I started putting him on probiotic, on his antibiotic, and then also like I did an antihistamine 1 time a day, usually right before bedtime, and then like Tylenol and Motrin as needed for like just him being uncomfortable with a double ear infection. And then I guess the doctor said that his throat was a little red, which makes me feel like that's probably why he wasn't swallowing food, because maybe it hurt his throat, so he was just holding it in his mouth. So much was explained after we went to the urgent care. So that was Friday morning. And after being on the antibiotics for about 24 hours, he started to feel more like himself. He started acting like himself. And on Saturday, so like Friday night, he was still kind of but we went out to dinner. We went to the Chinese food place with my dad. And then on Saturday was like his little belated birthday at my brother's house. My brother hosted his little party. And from the footage, you can clearly tell that he's like totally fine. I just wanted to hop on here and kind of explain some things because it's a short vlog and I don't really like talk a lot in it. And also like I basically just end the video after Greyson like is opening presents. That was literally Saturday. And then on Sunday, it was a super early morning. My flight was at 1:55 in the afternoon, but we drive to the Providence, Rhode Island airport from Cape Cod. So it was like literally another hour-and-a-half drive before even getting to the airport. Our flight was delayed for about an hour once we got there, and that's when Greyson kind of started having like a meltdown because he was getting like antsy, and you know, I only had so many snacks and I wanted to save the little fruit gummy snacks for taking off and landing because he chews on them the most, and I feel like that would help like pop his ears during those parts of the plane ride. So he kept asking for fruit snacks and he was getting frustrated that I wasn't giving them to him, but I only had so many. So I needed to like save them. So he was just getting antsy, but then like right before like a huge meltdown, they started boarding and I was like, oh my goodness, Greyson, we're going on the plane. And then he got distracted by that and got excited. At one point he just laid in my lap and I put the iPad up on the arm of the chair, and then he just like watched Bubble Guppies and some of the other shows. So the iPad was definitely like a win. Fruit snacks were definitely a win. So, the flight home I think was a little bit better than the flight there. So yeah, and then everything else was fine. Like, I managed the bags okay. Pat met us in the airport. He parked and then helped get my luggage off the belt, you know, the conveyor belt or whatever. So that was my trip to Massachusetts. Although it was a little rough at first, we did end up having a really good time, and I enjoyed seeing my family. Like, it was just a really, really good time, and I had such a fun time at my brother's house. This is the first time that I've seen my brother's house. He just bought a house. And so just seeing him and his girlfriend, like how they decorated it, and they were just so gracious, like hosting us. And we came in there and we were like a little tornado. Well, Greyson was like a little tornado in their house, but it was so much fun, and he was running around and having such a good time. And it was good because a lot of my family, they won't be able to come down to Florida when the baby Daly number 2 is born. So it was good that they got to see me and Greyson and whatnot. So yeah, I'm gonna end my travel vlog / rant now. I hope that you guys have a fantastic night and a fantastic weekend, and I will talk to you guys later. Thanks so much, Daily fam. Bye.